Gonna hop on here and talk about these gang stalking networks. Gonna be the topic, not really the blackmail stuff, but that's gonna be an explanation why these perps come online for 4 or 5 years. They show their face, they talk, they deceive, they lie. What would incentivize someone to do this, man? Like when you come online, you come and encounter different types of people claiming to be targeted individuals. Okay. So the premise of their YouTube presence is I'm targeted, I'm being gang stalked. This is going on for X amount of years. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So obviously there's real TIs, few and far in between, and then there's these perps. So we're gonna be talking about more about the perp networks, but I'm gonna start off the broadcast to explain why people do the gang stalking tactics. Okay. We're talking about real gang stalkers, people coming online pretending to be fake targets. One of the incentives is like the King Mansa version of you come online, you may or may not be targeted. I don't know if he's being targeted, but he's exaggerating it to get money. So one version is to rip people off, grift, scam, get donations. You get a flow of donations. So think of it this way: you have a YouTube channel, it's kind of big. You come on, you pretend to be targeted, and you have a flow of 50, $100 coming in a month. You know, if you're not someone that makes a lot of money, you might rely on that money. It's like a form of disability. So Brandon Q's in the building. He's a part of these sex networks. Because some of it, we're not making it seem like all of perp activity and all of gang stalking is revolved around blackmail and sex tapes and sexual blackmail, like Epstein Island stuff. We're not making it seem like the whole thing's based on that, but there's an element, and I know from being a real TI, of the surveillance and the community involvement in the surveillance. Okay, it's not everyone in the community, but it's the quote unquote gang stalking psyop actors, the people that come up, they do the directed conversation. Like people don't give an accurate frequency number of how often this stuff happens. Like when people talk about gang stalking, like, oh, well, it happens every day. It doesn't happen every day. Okay. They don't have the manpower to do this shit every day to all the people claiming to be targets. But they do have it for actual real targets because they are under a long-term surveillance program where, yeah, you hear the online narratives of Watchlist and this and that. Yeah, that's true. Okay. We're going to be validating some points, but we're going to be pointing out who these agents are, these tragic magics, these King Mansas, these FBI people. Okay. So when you are first being gang stalked, yeah, you are under an investigation, but the surveillance is separate from the investigation. The investigation, the law enforcement, they're using the feeds into your house, into your life, you know. Basically, like imagine this: there's a portal, right? And it has Brandon Q. It's just like a website. So it'll have Brandon Q's bedroom, Brandon Q's YouTube channel, Brandon Q. It's all on one page, right? And then you can access stuff like that. So it's like these people are part of the dark web, okay? The people that break in your house, that set up cameras, and they work with FBI law enforcement groups and things like that. Like it's basically criminal networks. It's just like Epstein. Epstein was an asset of an intelligence agency, but he was allowed to have cameras in his house, just like Diddy and the stuff that's happened with Diddy. You see how Diddy's trial is all about basically him paying men to have sex with his girlfriends. Like they're not talking about the blackmail sex tapes. All of this stuff gets whitewashed because they can't bring out in public these sex tapes. This goes back to the 2016 election where there was supposedly a tape of Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin having sex with a girl, killing her, and then cutting her face off and wearing it as a mask. Now, I think it's a deep fake. I didn't see it, but I think it's a deep fake. But that was the rumor that was going on. It was called phrasal drip. But if that was true, which I don't believe it, but I believe there are sex tapes and blackmail tapes and things. But if that was true, you can't bring that out on the news. Oh, Hillary Clinton's in a sex tape, like murdering someone in a snuff film. No, you can't. You have to because that would be too scary and it would change the whole world. All we'd be talking about is these sex tapes and these blackmail tapes. It would literally take over. It's like, dude, these people are like killing people on sex tapes and like we have to throw them in jail. They rather just like not release these tapes and have these people blackmailed to do their bidding, basically. So that's what's happening with people like Brandon Q. Like Brandon Q had my in the beginning of 2021 in May, he already had my phone hacked and he could already see through my phone in the very beginning, the first 2 months of my targeting. So these people are part of like blackmail. They have like kitty stuff on them, basically. And that's what's making them like people like absent-minded Abe come online, embarrass themselves, and because there's blackmail on them. So these people get paid and all that, right? They get paid, but you can't just blackmail someone without paying them. You're gonna give them crumbs and keep them. You might pay for their fucking lives, but they have to do whatever to keep the blackmail. They're basically slaves from that point on. It's a form of human trafficking. And that's how they get these fucking certain people in the community to fucking be involved in your gang stalking. So these are blackmail companies, blackmail corporations, okay? And pretty much everyone from what I researched, I have no proof. I'm just saying, it seems like they can like they're basically like getting nude photos of everyone, making deep fakes of everyone they fucking possibly can. And just imagine like you're a regular person and someone approaches you with some blackmail shit that's like even deep fake and says, I'm gonna send this to everyone you know if you don't do this. Just go do this and you don't have to worry about it. Like that's what I'm saying. This is what these people are operating under. That's why they'll never talk. Why would they ever reveal anything about gang stalking if they have such blackmail on them? Like there's no incentive to do it. The best thing is to keep your mouth shut and hope that all this shit goes away. But let's talk about like these FBI people. Like there's these people online that are fake TIs that just they talk about is the law enforcement involvement, and then they'll come to my channel or they'll allude that I try to cover up for law enforcement. But all I've said is the regular police don't have the brains, the technical wherewithal, or the capabilities to run like the fucking shit. Like, dude, I have planes that break out a flight path to take pictures of me, basically. Giant military planes, giant fucking airliner planes. Like, if that's involved in gang stalking and black helicopters, is that the local police? Like, are they really supermen? That's all I'm saying. I've always said the police are involved, like they're under the control of the real gang stalkers of Homeland Security, of whoever, DHS, because the police have to take orders from fucking Satcom and all the like. There's these all these laws that were passed, like laws of contingency and like all this shit where the military controls the police. So I've always said that this goes all the way to the military, like the dark factions of the military, the mind control, the fucking blackmail, like military, all militaries, even the US, like they traffic kids, they traffic women. Like they do an operation where they kill some human traffickers and then they like fucking transport the women to other human traffickers and get money. Like this stuff happens all the time where like they're actually involved. You can even look up in the news, like there's people in military bases being caught with kidnapped little girls and things like that because this stuff is big business. Like kidnapping a kid and having a sex slave, like you can kidnap someone and get 50 grand or 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? And these snuff films, they sell for 100 grand each. So they create one snuff film where they kill somebody and then they sell it they make copies of it. Each copy's worth 100 grand. It's a big industry. And there's been police that have spoken about this. They've spoken about it, like a Dallas cop in the 1980s interview. I can't find it, but I saw it on YouTube. He spoke about it and he went to an auction of a child ring auction. And he said there was judges there was police chiefs there was lawyers. He said the people that are doing it are like regular people in society, and they're just like buying kids and like shit like that. So like powerful people, like it's not just rich and famous. Like that's a psyop in itself. All of the bad stuff's happened in Hollywood. Nah, even if Hollywood didn't exist, this stuff would still be going on. Okay, there's a like a methodical method where normal people gather, they do normal things, and then within the normal people, the the pedophiles and things, they like fucking eventually meet. Then they eventually start hanging out. They eventually start doing like fucking shit, and you need money to do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Socialize, come up with plans. Oh, like I'm rich, I can afford to do this and buy drugs and do that. You can't be really poor and indulge in this stuff. This is stuff that the elites have been doing since the beginning of time. Little boys, little girls, and things like that. So what people do, like Tragic Magic, they try to separate all of this stuff. Oh, gang stalking, it's just FBI. It's just the police. The police are contacting people to do hand signals and follow you around. Like, let's literally think about that though. Like, we know the police are involved, like the sheriff's department, and then like their family members and like secret society members do follow targets around. People part of fraternity of police, things like that. They have something on their fucking sticker on their car. They're part of a group. We know that happens. Okay, is that all of gang stalking? Like I've told the story of there's this neighborhood in Raleigh, North Carolina, where it's like it's in a decent area, but there's a basketball park and it's in like a nicer area with big houses, probably like 800,000, $900,000 houses, and like white people will come and just walk their dog a million times by you. They'll have their kids show up in red. But when you leave that basketball park, you'll never see those white people again. So there is a gang stalking system of citizens watch of when you go in that area, yeah, people can get alerts and show up. I'm not denying that. But does that mean the police are behind that, or is that a separate group? They're all affiliated. They're all with Patriot Act. We're not denying any of that stuff here. Like I never have. But I've denied that every single person you see is a gang stalker. I've always denied that. I've always denied that. That's what Tragic Magic and King Mansa are trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like everyone's in on it. They have gift cards flying out their pockets. It's not true. Like, yeah, they're being followed. I'm not taking away from Tragic Magic or King Mansa when they're really showing gang stalking and not trying to grift for donations. I'm not taking that away. It's just few and far between nowadays. You don't really see it on his channel. You see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just he's just trying to make money. But that's not all of gang stalking. What about the helicopters? What about the planes? Is that fucking the police too? That doesn't make sense. Is that the FBI that controls black helicopters and drones, satellites, directed energy? Is that the normal police doing all that shit? Like that just sounds too complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like the police would be more advanced than even the military. They'd be more advanced than fucking anybody if it was just the police. That's how you know it's not the police. Are they a part of it? Are they getting alerts in their systems to fucking follow targets once in a while? Yeah, absolutely. You know? So that's what I'm talking about. Like it's just complete tomfoolery, fakery. Oh, so basically they make it seem like gang stalking is only the police hiring people in red shirts to sniffle their nose like you're out in public. How stupid is that? Wouldn't you just like fucking avoid those situations or ignore it? Like how would the police waste years of their lives sniffling their noses and doing all this shit when it doesn't bother you? That's not the police, that's mind control. That's behavior modification, okay? Test subject type stuff. Now, do the police know about it and keep their mouth shut and condone and follow orders when need by and are on standby? And if you're a crazy TI that's vigilant, are they ready to shoot you? Yes. We're not denying any of that. But to make it seem like the police are training in the police academy on gang stalking tactics, on top of everything else they have to know, man, these people ain't that fucking bright. Okay? They're just fucking not, dude. They're average people. Like, How are they gonna be trained and then learn all this shit? And there's not gonna be one whistleblower, one person that quits the police. So if it is the police or the FBI, it couldn't be the entire police force. Do you understand what I'm saying? It would have to be specialized units within the police that were versed and trained in Zersetzung gang stalking tactics, East German Stasi. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Like with the East German Stasi, there's people that have come out and whistleblow. There's people that you can interview that are part of East German Stasi that would eventually, years down the line, tell you. These people are never going to tell you why they brought a Target bag, why they wore a red shirt when they were told to wear a red shirt. Because some of the times that you're getting these tactics, no one's telling them anything. Case in point, like Absent Minded A was talking about Adidas. Adidas. Now every time I go to the gym, I'll see like a 70-year-old white dude wearing Adidas tracksuits and like white girls wearing Adidas and fucking white dude people that like never even wore Adidas. And I'm like looking, I'm like, I don't see one Nike shirt. I don't see one Under Armour shirt. I don't see one Nike shirt. I don't see one any other popular shirt, just Adidas. And Adidas is not even like a brand white people wear a lot, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a brand a lot of people wear, but what I think it is actual mind control. Like, we live in some type of simulation where the TI can manifest things, okay, on top of the targeting, on top of the law enforcement, everything involved. But the TIs, some of them have actual manifestation uh properties, and that's why they're getting surveilled and harassed by the Matrix police. I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff you can't coordinate. Okay, the consecutive things of people almost hitting my car, walking in front of my car, you can't coordinate that shit without a drone, without precision, without mind control. Basically, you can't just fucking train people to do this shit. They're gonna mess up. They're gonna miss their mark. It's gonna be a disaster, especially normal citizens. Like, people are stupid. You think they'll be able to synchronize with you? Like, there's certain elements of gang stalking that are real, like the neighbors synchronizing with you when you open your door, 6 days in a row, and that neighbor happens to be perp like does perp shit. But there's when you see a red shirt, when you see a Target bag, when you see a red car, we all know that's not fucking gang stalking. Like, anyone promoting that years and years and years in is an agent. Like, come on, bro. They want you to get hyped up. There's a science to pissing you off, you hearing gang stalking conspiracies, and then you seeing normal shit in a frequency pattern like a red car. And then eventually, after a certain amount of red cars, you attack them. It doesn't matter if it's 1,000, 100, or 10,000. They made you do something that you would never done if you never listened to them. It's mind control. So that's what these New York agent targets, fucking fake TIs, promote tragic magic. One day he's talking about V2K. Oh, I'm talking to myself, and then the person on the YouTube video is saying the same words at the same time that I'm doing. And I've done that. I've said a word out loud, and the person in the YouTube video said that same word, like flabbergasting or something. And then the person in the YouTube video, it's because we're all synced up. We're synced up to technology. There's a supercomputer, I believe, okay? And this is how you know, like, I feel like you can't coordinate this with regular police. There's a supercomputer that's connected to all the media that you're going to see in that day that will give you a hint to seeing that. Like, I was thinking about Rush Hour, and I was thinking this in my head, like, Rush Hour, man, that was a classic movie. They don't make movies like Rush Hour anymore. Then I go downstairs and my parents are watching the next day Rush Hour. They're like, oh, Rush Hour is on. The movie with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Like, bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, well, someone sneezed, but also there's a fucking computer that whispers the future to me. I don't think it's the fucking police. Okay? And that fucking dude, Absent Minded Abe, dude, is a perp, bro. It's just pure and simple. Pure and simple. Like, bro, this guy's denying that I run, that I'm making up that I run. Like, he's not a regular person that just fucking messes with people. His job is to fucking be disinformation, to melt his story with your story, and to be disinformation and just be the loudest nigger in the fucking room. That's what his job is. He's a fucking baboon, dude. He's an orange fucking orangutan in the fucking community. Never listen, like I'm saying it officially. Abe is a perp. Never listen to anything he says. He's here to hurt TIs. He's here to hack you. I mean, I'm just gonna be exposing him this summer, probably around August or July. I'm just not with the games anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough where I prove myself. He'll come out. He's doing it behind sock accounts. He used to be stupid enough to do under his name, and that's why he lost all his credibility. He'll make a dumb claim like I'm not making videos. Then I'll fucking prove that I'm making videos. Then he'll make another dumb claim. Well, you're not making the videos. Those are fake videos that you made, and those are fake running times, and that's fake. Like, he's fucking retarded, dude. And no one's that retarded. He's a perp. He's getting paid to fucking disenfranchise people's testimonies, amalgamate it to his story, and spew out disinformation like the black and red. It's all disinformation. It's all disinfo. Okay, that's how he has some accurate information, because when you're a disinformation agent like Alex Jones, Kimberly Mosby, you're going to say some accurate shit, because otherwise people call your bluff and you just have to fucking tuck tail. But if you come with some good information once in a while, it legitimizes you and people start listening to you. So he knows that. I mean, I'll do a whole nother live stream on that, but yeah, he's just he's purely part. He's not just a jealous TI or no, he's part of the program. He's part of setting up directed energy, knowing what you know about directed energy, and torturing American citizens. Okay, that's what he's part of. So he can come on, try to defend his name all he wants. This is not opinion either. It's just like I put all the pieces together. Like, I have evidence of him being a perp on my hard drive. Like, that's enough. I have more evidence of you being a perp than you could ever show of gang stalking. And no, talking and yelling and screaming like a fucking orangutan baboon is not a fucking gang stalking evidence. Having a blurry camera conveniently, because it doesn't make sense that your camera's blurry for 5 years on different phones, even if you're being gang stalked. It's an excuse. What he does, it's really a trick. It's a magic trick. So when he live stream, he knows that his camera's blurry. So that's the only time he'll attempt to show gang stalking evidence, when he can't fucking show it to you. But when you're not live stream, your camera shouldn't be blurry, even if your phone's hacked. It's an illusion. It's to make it seem like he's a real TI. Oh, look, I'm still hacked on 5 different devices. That's not fucking possible. That is not fucking possible. The hacking happens through someone from YouTube, period. Someone from fucking YouTube, or joining a gym Wi-Fi. That's the other time I noticed it. And the third time I noticed the hacking and the slowing of the devices is downloading Alex Jones InfoWars videos. So there's 3 things. I mean, joining the Wi-Fi at the gym, that definitely, I noticed shit right away, because I don't know how common that is, but these people have Wi-Fi scanners. They can be sitting miles away and they just scan public Wi-Fis, and it's not that common, but you'll notice your phone getting slow after you leave the gym and all that. But generally, from what I experience in my fucking apartments, is clicking links from YouTube, putting out StreamYard links. It's mostly from YouTube, okay? But yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this shit up early today. See what's up with DoorDash real quick. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I got my car running. I don't want to waste a lot of gas. Oh my gosh. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, but it just, when you deny some obvious shit, it just doesn't make fucking sense. Like, I'm not playing any games defending my fucking gang stalking evidence. People just don't even say nothing because they know it's true. They know what they're seeing isn't fucking made up. You know, I could have filmed that plane dive bombing type of crap 100 times over, and they'll just keep saying it's normal. Like, they're just, people are just fucking stupid. So I have no need to prove anything to stupid people. You're too fucking low IQ to understand the information. That's what's going on. You're confused. You're stupid. There's no argument, because if you had an argument, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that happens all the time." I'd be like, "All right, well, film it. Show me someone else filming it." You know what I'm saying? Oh, that doesn't mean nothing when you can see this shit. Like, bro, that wasn't even like the best example of how that plane tilted back and forth to align itself to me. I mean, I know I'm from the sky, I can't really tell, but these things will fucking make 90-degree turns and tilt just to fucking. It's about showing their belly to me. I don't know if it's simulation of a bombing or what, but yeah, I just want to come on here. I believe some of these perps are blackmailed. It might not be sex tapes, but it's blackmail. Because what they can be doing is hiring like meth junkies and people that have like fucking charges for like pedophilia and things like that. But I'm wrapping this shit up. Someone just pulled up to the park. I think he was using the bathroom. I didn't even see him. A couple people pulled up to the park. See, it's hard to see with the park gang stalking. It's so easy to fake that shit. Like, I'm at the park now. I've been here looking at 28 minutes, and 2 people showed up. I mean, people are gonna eventually show up to the park. I mean, it just makes me sick how these people fake their gang stalking. To be honest, like, it's just disgusting. Like, what is the motivation to do that for so long? To just sit at a park and pretend to be you're being gang stalked. You're literally asking for it and you're waiting for it. Like, one thing King Mansa does is he says that the police show up at the park because of him, but the police presence is absolutely fucking necessary at these New York parks, because in the 80s and 90s, people would go there and sell drugs, people would get raped, people would rob women all the time. Like, that stuff would happen all the time. So now it's a safe place. Like, it's absolutely safe now because of the police. That's just common sense. And then we try to make stuff up like, oh, the police are the bad guys in that scenario, when the actual bad guys are the robbers and the killers that used to go to the park that made it unsafe in the first place. 3 people showed up here. But there was a guy here before me and I showed up. So was I gang stalking him? Like, you see how stupid that is? Like, that shit's so fucking stupid. But I think people like King Mansa and Absent Minded Abe, like, they have blackmail on them. Like, there's no point of like staying on here and lying about this shit for so fucking long. I mean, there's no real incentive. I mean, with Abe, I mean, he's gotten a new apartment, he's gotten a new car, all while questioning me. See, I noticed the pattern. He gets brand new shit and he questions me. You know, no one's allowed to question him and how he gets his money, but oh, my neighbor just pulled out when I pulled in. I know that guy. I'm cool with him. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's complete nonsense, some of this stuff. But overall, gang stalking is a real phenomenon where your reality changes into this synchronization surveillance festival. And there's a crazy amount of resources being used. But I'm wrapping this up. Peace.